Over my career, I've helped build and scale multiple businesses, many of which were later sold for multi-million-pound valuations.
But that's not the whole story. Like most people who've spent a lifetime in business, I've had my share of highs and lows. And in July 2016, I experienced a moment that changed everything. My wife and I had invested most of our savings into two projects, one in Dubai, one in Bulgaria. The company behind them was well respected. Friends of ours had invested in similar projects and secured their financial future. I carried out due diligence. On paper, everything looked right. Then on that day, in July 2016, while having a coffee with my wife, I remember we were discussing where we would go to celebrate my wife's birthday, which is in August. I received a phone call from Dubai. A friend, also an investor, told me he'd been approached by a local company chasing a debt. He'd tried to contact the company we'd invested in. No response.
And in that moment, my stomach churned. I thought it can't be true, but it was true. The company had disappeared, and so had our money. Years of hard work and sacrifice had vanished, gone. I still remember sitting there trying to process what this meant, not just financially, but emotionally. The uncertainty, the fear, the feeling that I'd let my wife down. The pit of my stomach ached. To be honest, the rest of the day was a blur. The question wasn't what went wrong. The question was, what do we do now? All of our savings had been tied up in the venture, including the pension. Can you imagine that?
However, I'm not someone who lies down when things get tough. So I did the only thing I knew how to do. I reached out to people from my past and began working as a business consultant. I had a great reputation helping other businesses and helping them to acquire more and better paying clients. It paid the bills, but it didn't rebuild what we'd lost.
Then an idea began to take shape. I decided to write a book. For 6 difficult months filled with doubt, frustration, and more than a few late nights, So You Want to Be a Leader was born. And slowly, things began to change. The book started to get some good reviews, and I was invited to speak at a few events. Then businesses and organizations that I had not met before started to contact me, and business started to grow. And as more businesses contacted me, I started to have fun advising business owners and leaders on developing their organization's leadership skills.
I've transformed from that shattered investor to the guy who spots blind spots before they break you. If I can rise, you can too. I work with businesses and organizations to review how they lead, how they think, and how they support their management teams. Because when leadership improves, morale improves. When morale improves, performance follows. And when performance improves, so does growth. I've seen the impact firsthand, and that's why I do what I do. Not just to build better businesses, but to help leaders avoid the mistakes, blind spots, and moments that nearly broke me.